Hi again, welcome back to Phoenix English. Today's lesson is meant to show you ways of increasing your vocabulary. I want to give my own piece of advice. The most important thing that you can do to increase your vocabulary is read. Read a lot. What should you read? Anything and everything. But the most important thing is read what you're interested in. If you like sports, read a sports magazine. If you like movies, read a movie magazine. Even better, read the script of the movie. If the movie is based on a novel, read the novel. My favorite movie, Shawshank Redemption, based on a novella by Stephen King. Read it. Best way to increase your vocabulary. Also, don't just learn new words and try to remember them. Write. Write a lot. Use the words you're learning. Every time you learn a new word, you should have a notebook with you all the time. Anyway, write the word in a sentence. But just not in any sentence. Make sure that the sentence clearly shows that you know the meaning of the word. For example, I know everybody knows this word, beautiful. But let's say it's a new word for you. Don't write, the sky is beautiful. It doesn't tell me anything about the word beautiful. The sky is also blue. Does beautiful mean blue? No. Make sure you're using something. I love to see a beautiful sky that has pretty clouds and a sunshine and a nice color, a nice shade of blue because it makes me feel happy. Not the best example, it's a very long sentence, but you get my idea. Now, again, coming back to that notebook. Always have a notebook with you, always have a pen with you, and don't limit yourself to one new word. When you learn a new word, make sure you learn different forms of the same word. Okay? For example, the word beautiful, let's say this is a new word for you, you learned the word beautiful. Put it in your adjective column. It's an adjective, that's what you want. But why not learn the other forms? For example, what is the adverb form of beautiful? It's beautifully. So you have now two new words. What is the noun form of beautiful? It's beauty. You have now three new words in your vocabulary. Isn't there a verb form of beautiful? Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. Beautify means to make beautiful. You now have four new words. Think of other words. Beautician. A beautician is a person who works in making people more beautiful. Anyways, try to find other forms. Learn many words instead of just one word. Okay. Now, some people like to study roots and suffixes and prefixes. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of this recommendation. But first, let me explain what a root is. For example, you have the root ject. So you learn inject, eject, object, subject, all the different words that come from the root. So, many people only study the root ject. It's a good idea if you have the patience. I think most people who are studying English don't like to study roots because it's like studying another language. If it works for you, do it. If it doesn't, don't. And now another thing you can do, listen. Listen to any spoken English that you can. Anytime you hear a word that you don't recognize, write it down. If you don't know the spelling, no problem, write it phonetically. Write the word just like it sounds. Then if you have access to a transcript, means all the words that were spoken, written down, check the transcript and find your word. If you can't, go to a dictionary. Use English to English dictionaries. This way, you're learning more words as you're learning one word. I don't know this word. Look at the definition. In the definition, I might be learning other words. Okay? You will maximize how many words you learn by using an English to English dictionary. So, these are some ideas. Now I'm going to tell you what I think are the best ideas to increase your vocabulary. Now we are going to look on a couple of other ways you can increase your vocabulary. These are very effective, but it takes a lot of patience, a lot of perseverance. First, we are going to start with cards. You get yourself a stack of cards. Not too big because you're going to want to carry them in your pocket. Take them with you everywhere you go. On one side of the cards, you're going to write words. 4, maybe 5 words that are new words for you. You're going to write sentences on the back, on the other side of the card. You're going to use these words in sentences so you have the clearer meaning. Or you can write the meaning of the word, the dictionary meaning. Both okay. Now, you're going to split your cards into 3 piles. You're going to have the pile of cards of words that you know, words you're comfortable with. You know them very well. You don't need to look at these cards very often. Okay? Now, before I continue, where do you get these words? Get them from a TOEFL site or an IELTS site. Second pile, these words you're almost sure, or at least you recognize these words. You have seen them before. You can guess what they mean, maybe in context. So you're not sure, put them in this pile. This pile, you will look at all the time. And then the last pile, you put words that you really don't know. Okay, this is the pile you will look at the most. You will study these words. As they become familiar, you move them to this pile. This pile you study also very regularly. This is the pile that you take everywhere. On the bus, look at your words. Long line at the bank, pull out your cards and look at the words. When this pile becomes very comfortable for you, when you know what this word means, you move it over to this pile and leave it at home. Okay? Don't know, almost know, sure. Study, move. Study, move, put aside. Just once in a while, look at them to remember. Now, here's another thing you can do. This is the last one I'll show you today. What you do is you make yourself groups of words. You can do it many ways. For example, if you're looking at roots, you write the root, ject, and then you write reject, inject, eject, subject, etc. Or in a list, however way works for you. So, 3 ways that I will recommend to group words. Again, if you like the roots, group them like that. The reason you're gonna make groups is because you don't remember object or object, noun or verb, but you remember ject. You remember this group. You sort of remember what ject means, so you can apply it to object. Ject is like push in most contexts. Object is push away, refuse. Okay? Another group you can use is similar meanings. So, synonyms. Words that have similar meanings or a similar function. Okay, so for example, I'm going to look at this function. Increase, extend, expand, accelerate, intensify, reinforce. All of these, in their meaning, have some sort of connection to increase. Extend, make longer, increase length or time, duration. Expand, increase the size or scope. Accelerate, increase the speed. Intensify, increase intensity. Reinforce, increase strength. Maybe you see the word reinforce. You're reading something, you see the word reinforce. You're not exactly sure what it means, but you remember the group it was in. The group was the increase group. So reinforce means increase, plus the context of the sentence you saw it in will help you understand it means increasing strength. The last group is theme. For example, let's say for today the theme is technology. Okay, so you write words that have to do with technology. Obsolete, state of the art, update, downgrade, cutting edge. All these words we can talk about like computer softwares or computers. Obsolete, old, not useful anymore. Nobody uses this anymore. State of the art means the newest. Cutting edge, the newest, the most modern, the most advanced you can get. Update, to make newer. Downgrade, to make less. So you have a theme, you have a function, you have the root. If you don't remember one word, you'll remember the group. It will help you understand the word you're looking at. Okay? Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe to my channel and come again. See you soon.